I will tell you why you want to do it this way and how to do it step by step. Have you already set up your goals? If not, I'm glad you didn't, because I would like to talk to you about a different way to set up goals using the 12-week year methodology. I will tell you why you want to do it this way and how to do it step by step. In the 12-week year book, the authors Brian Moran and Michael Lennington argue that yearly goals often lead to procrastination because there is a false sense of having plenty of time, and instead the 12-week year focuses on treating every 12th week as a full year, with each week representing a month. This creates urgency, focus, and discipline to achieve more in less time. As a matter of fact, you can achieve 4 times more. Think about it. I am sure you experience that coming January with your new set of goals, you are super motivated, but then the enthusiasm starts fading off. But then coming December, you start rushing, trying to complete as much as you can for the year. Nothing like a deadline to motivate people, right? So you can take advantage of that type of behavior 4 times a year. As I said, the problem with setting annual goals is that they often fail because they lack urgency. And by setting shorter time frames, like the 12th week, you can gain clarity, focus, and a sense of urgency, which result in accomplishing way more. So now that you know the advantage of this method, the first thing that you need to work on is your vision. A vision that you are emotionally connected with. This is pretty much your why. We are talking about a personal vision that shows a future that is bigger and better than your present reality. This will keep you engaged when things become difficult. Once that you have established your vision, the next step is to create your 12-week plan, which essentially outlines your goals for the 12 weeks. These goals should directly align with your vision to ensure consistency and focus. Each 12-week period represents a fresh opportunity, offering more predictability and clarity compared to a full year. With this shorter time frame, you'll focus on fewer goals, making it easier to stay on track and achieve progress. You need to prioritize the goals that will have the greatest impact on your success, and don't choose more than 3. You want to be, again, focused. So please let me know in the comments how many goals have you decided to tackle this period. So now that you have your vision to keep you motivated and you choose your goals, you will break those goals into smaller steps called tactics. These are the daily and weekly actions you need to take. Your tactics should be specific, actionable, write them in a positive way, and have a clear deadline. For example, create a new digital intake form using Google Forms or Jot Forms by January 21st. Another thing you can do is to brainstorm a number of possible tactics and then choose the better ones, the ones that are going to be the most impactful, okay? Remember, less is more and you need to stay focus. Annual plans usually tells you what needs to be done, right? But they don't tell you how. The 12-week plan focuses on the daily and weekly hows, making it much easier to execute. Because the biggest barrier to achieve your potential isn't a lack of knowledge, it's the challenge of execution. Execution is the ultimate game changer. And if you're finding it challenging to implement everything you're learning, you're not alone. Execution is often the hardest part and is also the most important for success. That's why I have included a workshop in my TC course that takes you step by step through the 12-week year process, specifically tailored for transaction coordinators. Plus, the course offers hands-on support to guide you through launching your TC business. So if you're ready to turn your plans into action, check out the description below for more details. Now, let's talk about process control. You need the right structure and support around you. It's not enough to just rely on willpower. We all know that sticking to the actions needed to reach your goals can be extremely tough. That's why having a weekly plan is so important. It's also a great idea to find peer support so you don't have to do it alone. Remember, the focus is on execution, not just on results. Peer support can make a huge difference. It can boost your chances of success by up to 7 times. The book introduces a concept called WAM, or Weekly Accountability Meeting. This is a small group of 2 to 4 people who meet for about 15 to 20 minutes each week, usually on Mondays. The goal of these meetings is to share updates, discuss challenges, and plan for the week ahead. A typical WAM agenda includes reporting on your 12-week progress and weekly execution score, and don't worry, I will explain it just in a second. You will also be sharing your goals for the upcoming week, getting advice and suggestions to overcome any potential struggles, and it's a very simple but powerful way to stay on track and stay motivated. I also wanted to mention something super important that the book talk about, and that is a mindset shift around accountability and ownership. Because many people think that having an accountability partner means that someone else will keep them on track and ensure they achieve their goals. But that's not how it works. You are the only person responsible for your goals. True accountability comes from a personal ownership, not relying on someone else to push you forward. And before we continue, please remember to like and subscribe. Now, you will also have to measure, and you will have to measure often. People normally evaluate their years at the end of the year, right, on December. The problem is that when you only measure once a year, by the time you realize you are behind or you didn't accomplish your goals, you are too late to make any changes. So in the 12-week year, you will track each week's execution, and you will need to calculate the percentage of tactics you complete. For example, if you have a total of 3 tactics and you complete 2, then you divide it 2 by 3 and you complete the 66% of your tactics. You will also use lead and lag indicators. The lag are the end results you're trying to achieve, like the income, the sales, the commissions, whatever, right? The lead are the activities that produce the end result, meaning the number of sales calls that you make, the referrals you ask for, etc. And you're going to need both. Your results are created by your actions, so as you can understand, the lead indicators are extremely important. The great news is that you don't even need 100%. Actually, if you complete at least 85%, you most likely will achieve your goals. Remember, you can't control the outcome or the results, so focus on the process. Do the activities and the results will come. Now, in order to do the activities, you will use time blocking. You will have 3 different types of blocks. One is the strategic block, which is 3 hours of uninterrupted time each week. No phones, no emails, no nothing. The other block is the buffer block, which you're going to use to deal with unplanned activity, interruptions, things that just pop up during the day. And the last one is the breakout block. And since you're going to be extremely focused, you need some time away from work. This is also a 3 hours schedule during business hours for you to refresh your mind doing non-working activity. We all know that change is uncomfortable. So planning allows you to allocate your time to the things that will create the biggest impact, so you can have the higher chances of success. So please do not underestimate this time blocking. Another important element of the 12-week year is the 13th week. This extra week serves as a buffer in transition period. If you're falling behind of your goals, the 13th week will give you the chance to catch up, and complete them. If you have successfully accomplished everything during the 12-week period, then this 13th week will be an opportunity for you to celebrate, to rest, to recharge, and also, why not, to plan for the next 12-week year. If you're ready to finish the year strong, go ahead and check out this video right here where I talk about the best year-end practice for small business owners just like you.